Stop. Right now. Ask yourself, how many people in your life are pretending to help you while slowly tearing you down? Yeah, more than you think. Every smile doesn't mean loyalty. Every friendly word isn't safe. Manipulators are predators, and most people walk right into their trap. But here's the thing. They crumble in seconds if you know the rules. 5 boundaries. 5 sharp, clean lines. Cross them, and you're gone. No argument, no guilt, no compromise. Stick with me, and you'll see exactly how to neutralize these snakes without breaking a sweat. If you're tired of people using you, draining you, or twisting your mind, comment boundary below and commit to taking back control. Don't just watch, act. You've got the tools, now use them. Most people don't realize how much power they give away by explaining themselves. You say, I can't do this because, or I need to handle that first. And suddenly, you've opened a door. Manipulators step right through that door. They live on your justifications. They dissect every reason, twist every word, and make you feel guilty for having boundaries. That's their playground. Your explanations become their leverage. The first rule is simple. Stop over-justifying. Your decisions don't need approval. If someone questions you, you don't plead, you don't debate, you assert. Silence or a firm, unemotional response is far more effective than hours of reasoning. When you stop explaining, you remove the ammunition manipulators rely on. They can't attack a decision they can't argue with. This isn't about being rude. It's about protecting your mind and energy. Every explanation you give is a crack in your armor. They sniff it out, they exploit it. By refusing to explain yourself, you communicate one thing clearly. You are in control. You are the gatekeeper of your life, and manipulators hate that. They can't charm, guilt, or twist someone who doesn't give them an opening. Remember, no excuses, no explanations. It's not arrogance, it's strategy. It's the boundary that signals, without threat or drama, that you will not be manipulated. Master this, and you're already steps ahead in every interaction with those who try to control, guilt, or exploit you. Most people stick around far too long. They tolerate disrespect, half-hearted apologies, and subtle power plays because they think leaving is dramatic or too extreme. That's exactly what manipulators want. They want you hooked, debating, negotiating, and emotionally invested. Every second you hesitate, they gain control. That's why the second boundary, the immediate walkaway, is a weapon. The moment someone crosses a line, disrespects your time, or tries to push your limits, you remove yourself instantly. No arguing, no pleading, no begging for recognition. You walk away like it's the most natural thing in the world. Your absence communicates far more than any angry words could. It says your dignity isn't negotiable, your time isn't theirs, and you refuse to be controlled. Walking away is not weakness, it's power. Manipulators rely on your engagement. They depend on your reactions. When you refuse to react, when you exit calmly, they're disarmed. They panic because their script no longer works. They cannot manipulate someone who refuses to stay in the room on their terms. This boundary isn't just about that one interaction. It sets the standard for all future encounters. People learn quickly. You do not negotiate with predators. You do not bargain for respect. They either meet your boundaries or they don't get you at all. Immediate walkaway turns every attempt at manipulation into a wasted effort. It's clean, it's precise, and it protects your energy. If you master this, you stop being prey and start being untouchable. Arguing with a manipulator is like wrestling in quicksand. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. They thrive on conflict because conflict triggers emotion, and emotion is their playground. Your anger, frustration, and confusion are fuel. The smart move? Stop arguing, start questioning. Questions are precision tools. They force manipulators to expose their logic, or their lack of it, without giving them a chance to gaslight you. Instead of saying, "That's not fair," ask, "Explain exactly why you think that's fair." Instead of arguing, "You can't treat me like that," ask, "How does that benefit either of us?" Sharp, calculated questions make them reveal intentions, contradictions, and lies. Every manipulator fears exposure more than confrontation. Questioning isn't about being soft or polite, it's about control. You turn their own tactics against them. They plan to pull you into debates that exhaust and destabilize you. But when you redirect with questions, you dictate the conversation. You decide the pace, the limits, and the territory. This boundary also protects your mental energy. No wasted arguments, no spiraling debates, just clear, surgical exposure of manipulation. When a manipulator realizes they can't bait you into conflict, they either retreat or get caught in their own trap. Master question, don't argue, and you're no longer a target. You're the one controlling the game, forcing predators to play by your rules, or leave. It's a subtle, powerful, almost invisible way to shut them down without raising your voice, losing patience, or giving away a single inch of power. Manipulators are experts at turning your feelings against you. They'll guilt you, shame you, make you question your own reality, all while smiling like it's normal. Most people fall for it because they negotiate with their emotions. They plead, explain, justify, or compromise based on how they feel. That's a mistake. No emotional negotiation is the fourth boundary, and it's a game changer. The moment you allow someone to leverage your feelings, you've handed them control. I'm hurt you didn't call me back, or I feel bad about this. These are invitations for manipulation. The manipulator responds with pressure, guilt, or passive aggression to bend your actions to their will. The rule is simple. Feelings are yours. Decisions are yours. Your emotional state is not a bargaining chip. Enforce this boundary by separating your emotions from their influence. Respond with logic, clarity, and detachment. Don't allow guilt or fear to dictate your actions. If someone tries to provoke a reaction, recognize it as a tactic, not a legitimate concern. Your calmness and emotional independence are invisible walls that manipulators cannot breach. No emotional negotiation isn't coldness. It's strategy. It's the difference between reacting like prey and acting like a predator. When you refuse to be manipulated through guilt, pity, or anger, you remove their power entirely. They can argue, plead, or threaten all they want. It won't touch you. Master this boundary, and every manipulator you encounter will realize quickly you are untouchable, unshakable, and impossible to control. Your emotions belong to you alone, and that alone makes you dangerous. Most people make themselves far too accessible. They answer calls instantly, reply to messages immediately, and rearrange their lives for anyone who asks. Manipulators notice this weakness instantly. They know availability equals vulnerability. Controlling your availability is the fifth boundary, and it's one of the most powerful weapons you can wield. Your time is your most valuable asset. Every second spent responding to a manipulator is energy they steal from you. When you stop being constantly available, you force them to work for your attention. Scarcity breeds respect. When someone realizes you don't drop everything for them, their perception of you changes. They can't control someone who is selective with their presence. This isn't about arrogance, it's strategy. Set clear limits, certain times are yours, and interruptions aren't guaranteed entry. Don't over-explain why you can't engage immediately, just enforce the boundary. Manipulators will test it, push, guilt, or demand, but your consistency will communicate that your time is non-negotiable. Control also extends to your social and professional life. Don't let anyone monopolize your energy. The more selective you are, the higher your value. People begin to understand that your attention is currency, and only those who respect it earn it. By mastering this boundary, you shift the power dynamics instantly. Manipulators lose leverage because they no longer have automatic access. You set the rules, you dictate the terms, and your time becomes untouchable. In short, control your availability and you control the game. Manipulators thrive on overextension. They ask for favors, push for more, and slowly drain your energy while making you feel obligated. Most people say yes because they want to be liked, or because they feel guilty, or because they underestimate the cost. Setting hard limits on requests is the sixth boundary, and it shuts them down instantly. A hard limit is simple. You decide what you will and won't do, and you stick to it. When a manipulator pushes, you don't negotiate, you enforce. You don't justify, explain, or apologize. Every maybe or I guess is an opening they will exploit. By clearly defining your limits, you communicate strength and control. This boundary protects both your time and your mental energy. Manipulators look for cracks in generosity. They prey on your willingness to stretch yourself thin. If you enforce limits consistently, they realize that their usual tactics won't work. They can't guilt you, shame you, or leverage your kindness because you've made it non-negotiable. Setting hard limits also earns respect. People notice when you refuse to be exploited. They understand that your boundaries aren't flexible, and that crossing them comes with immediate consequences. Your attention is withheld, your energy is protected, and your presence isn't guaranteed. Master this, and manipulators stop seeing you as someone to bend. They see you as untouchable. No one can drain what you refuse to give. Hard limits turn generosity into power, and power into freedom. Manipulators rely on lies, half-truths, and distortions to control the narrative. They assume you won't challenge them, that you'll hesitate, that you'll let their deception slide. Most people do. Most people take the bait and get tangled in a web of excuses, explanations, and confusion. Calling out dishonesty immediately is the seventh boundary, and it's brutal, direct, and extremely effective. The moment you catch a lie, name it. Don't let it fester. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't hint at it. State it clearly, calmly, and without apology. That's not true. When you confront dishonesty head-on, you remove the manipulator's leverage. They can't twist reality if reality is already exposed. This isn't about confrontation for the sake of ego. It's about protecting your mind and your decisions. Lies, even small ones, create openings for manipulation. A manipulator will test, probe, and see how far they can push. If they detect hesitation, if they smell uncertainty, they exploit it. Immediate exposure shuts that door completely. Calling out dishonesty also establishes your standard. Your mind, your perception, and your trust are non-negotiable. People quickly learn that deception is not tolerated. Manipulators either adapt or retreat because their tactics no longer work on someone who won't allow lies to slide. Master this boundary, and you neutralize one of the most common tools manipulators wield. They can't gaslight, twist facts, or shift blame against someone who names dishonesty instantly. It's simple, clean, and devastatingly effective, a line they cannot cross. Manipulators don't just target you, they target everyone close to you, your family, your friends, your trusted allies. They see these people as easy leverage to get to you. Most people don't notice until it's too late. The eighth boundary, protect your inner circle, is about creating an untouchable zone around the people who matter most. This starts with awareness. Recognize when someone is trying to influence or manipulate through your connections. They might spread lies, play people against each other, or test loyalties to get a reaction from you. Every successful manipulator studies the weak points in your network before striking. If you let that happen, you're essentially giving them a backdoor into your life. Protection is both proactive and reactive. Proactively, you cultivate loyalty and trust among your closest allies, making them aware of manipulative tactics without creating paranoia. Reactively, when a manipulator approaches your circle, you intervene immediately, call out dishonesty, set boundaries, or remove their influence entirely. No excuses, no negotiation. Your inner circle isn't a playground for manipulation, it's a fortress. This boundary also signals strength. People notice when someone can defend not only themselves, but the ones they care about. Manipulators fear it because it closes the most vulnerable points of attack. If they realize your circle is untouchable, their usual tactics fail before they even start. Master this, and you become untouchable not just for yourself, but for everyone you care about. Your life, your time, your energy, and your people are off limits. That level of control is rare, and that makes you dangerous to anyone who tries to manipulate. Here's the truth. Manipulators are everywhere. They hide behind smiles, charm, and fake concern, waiting for weakness. They calculate, probe, and push until they find an opening. But here's what they hate the most. They hate a person who refuses to be moved, twisted, or controlled. You've just learned the tools that put you in that untouchable position. No excuses. Immediate walk away. Question, don't argue. No emotional negotiation. Control your availability. Set hard limits. Call out dishonesty. Protect your inner circle. 8 boundaries. Simple, clean, brutal. And when enforced, they crush manipulation before it even begins. Understand this, enforcing boundaries isn't about being harsh, it's about being effective. It's about protecting your mind, your time, your energy, and your people. It's about refusing to let anyone dictate your life. You become a force that can't be shaken because manipulators only win when you give them the keys. Stop giving them the keys. Take back control. And here's the final lesson. Power isn't shown in words, it's shown in action. Stand up, enforce your rules, and walk away from anyone who refuses to respect them. Scarcity, clarity, and strength are your weapons. Manipulators will test, push, and try to intimidate. But if you've mastered these boundaries, their games fail every single time. So remember, protect yourself, protect your energy, and protect those you care about. Make your presence earned, your attention rare, and your mind untouchable. Do this, and no manipulator will ever get inside your world again. You are untouchable. You are in control. You are free.